Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. I'm DJ Unification, also known as Double Dragon 912. And today, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I am doing my top 10 favorite Super Nintendo fighting games of all time. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much where I got my fighting game started at. The Super Nintendo had some of the best fighting games out there, ladies and gentlemen. If you was a kid in the 90s, you was in fighting game heaven back in the day. Don't get me wrong, a lot of fighting games now are real good too. I ain't gonna take nothing away from them. But you had to start somewhere. So we started at the Super Nintendo, ladies and gentlemen, today. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me stop talking. Let's get into this. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 10. Hold on. Let's do this. This gonna rock y'all world on this one. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 10 has to be. It's kind of a late entry. It's called Doomsday Fighters. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this game, I remember back then there was a lot of people trying to make fighting games, and the best fighting game, one of the best fighting games out there, Street Fighter 2. They set the mold, and everybody was talking about Street Fighter 2. And then I remember every company and their mama tried to duplicate Street Fighter, and Doomsday Warriors, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Street Fighter clone. Don't get me wrong, but it has its charm. It's different. It's unique. I remember when you hit the person, it was so tight how they did it on Super Nintendo. When you hit the person, it seemed like it was like a Dragon Ball Z moment, because it used to be with little white lines going across the screen and power up. And it was a fun fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. I remember renting this one weekend, and I think me and my brothers, we went through it and beat it, and it was fun. I'm enjoying playing it, like y'all see in the background. I'm enjoying playing it again because I remember how fun the game is. But a lot of people gonna hate on this game. I get it. It ain't Street Fighter or nothing like that, or your Mortal Kombat, but it's very unique. Y'all check it out. I think, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section. I really do think this game is on the Nintendo Switch Online service. If you got a Nintendo Switch and you got online, check it out. Shout out to Snes Drunk. I think Snes Drunk, his channel, he was talking about on his channel a while back. Check it out. Check out his channel too. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 10, late entry, has to be Doomsday Warriors. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 9 on my top 10 favorite Super Nintendo fighting games of all time has to be what we got here, ladies and gentlemen, Samurai Showdown. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Samurai Showdown, I remember seeing Samurai Showdown in the arcade and looking, how big the graphics look and everything. But I remember when it came to Super Nintendo Samurai Showdown, they torn down the graphics, and it was the sellers of the form itself. But at the time when I was playing this, I didn't mind the graphics looking small. I just was a fighting game fan at the time. Still a fighting game fan. And it looked alright to me. And I got to give Super Nintendo credit. It was the first time, I think literally the first time I played Samurai Showdown. Because I didn't play Samurai Showdown in the arcade till after I played it on Super Nintendo. But man, Super Nintendo had all the characters on there. Galford, Jubei, Yakima, he was one of my favorite. Galford, my favorite. Hanzo, a big old earthquake, and then the announcer, man. The announcer will get you crunk. Galford versus Hanzo. Ready? Now that's King of the Fighters. I'm tripping. But they used to say, Ipume. Swoom! That's it. I got my fighting games mixed up. You have so many fighting games running in your head, sometimes get it mixed up. Anyways. But ladies and gentlemen, Super Nintendo used to make some good fighting games, and Samurai Showdown is one of them. It is not no slouch. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 9 has to be Samurai Showdown. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this countdown rolling. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 8 on my top 10 favorite Super NES fighting games of all time has to be the original Street Fighter. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, back in the day, the first fighting game I probably ever played in my life was Street Fighter 2, ladies and gentlemen. And it came out on the Super Nintendo. And I gotta give Super Nintendo credit. They got the rights to it, and they left post Sega in the dust when it came to Street Fighter. But man, this was one of the best fighting games ever. One of my first fighting games I ever played in my life. Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, Hot. Dawson, everybody was, if you must be living under a rock if you have not played the original Street Fighter 2. And I played it on Super Nintendo way before I played it in the arcade. And man, this was an awesome game. I remember me and my brothers used to sit up all night trying to figure out all the moves. Shout out to Daddy Mac, our dad. He used to rent this game for us a lot. He used to play with E Honda and them, but me and my brother, two other brothers, used to play with Ken and Ray. He used to button mash so hard we used to have blisters on our fingers. That's how much we played this game, ladies and gentlemen. It was an amazing game. Hadouken, oh, you can fight that Borgen. Yeah, I know it used to say Tasbasu something, but we used to think it say fight that Borgen. And man, awesome fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. This is what set the mold when it came to fighting game. Street Fighter 2 is it, ladies and gentlemen. It set the mold. Everybody and their mama know about Street Fighter. Even if you're not into video games, they heard or know about Street Fighter. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 8 is Street Fighter 2 on the Super NES.
Round 2, fight! Hadouken!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're keeping it rolling. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 7 has to be Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite models. If it wasn't broke, Capcom didn't try to fix it. They added to it. Now, Street Fighter 2 was already a great hit. It was a successful hit. I think it sold millions on the Super Nintendo. So Capcom got with Super Nintendo and they made Hyper Fighting. Hyper Fighting added, finally you could play with the 4 boss characters on there, and you had a Turbo Edition on there, which was tight, ladies and gentlemen. I played this one a lot. Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, Hard, and Dalsim. And now you can play with Sagat, Bison, Vega, he used to be annoying, and then Bison. You got finally play with all the boss characters on there. That was the 4 extra characters you could play with, and the Super Nintendo version was awesome. It wasn't no slouch, ladies and gentlemen. Super Nintendo version kind of looked like the arcade version. It was like, to me, it was spot on, but arcade version probably had better sprites or whatever, but it still looked amazing for a kid in the 90s. Hyper Fighting, ladies and gentlemen, off the chain graphics and more of Street Fighter, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Street Fighter fan, what more can be said about Hyper Fighting, ladies and gentlemen? They just added to it. Once again, I'm gonna say this one more time. I'm gonna try not to wear it out this video, but y'all might keep hearing this, so don't get mad at me. If it wasn't broke, they didn't try to fix it. They added to it, and that's what I love about Street Fighter Hyper Fighting. What more can be said that has not already been said? I'm not going to say no more. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 7 on my top 10 favorite Super NES fighting games of all time has to be Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting.
Round 1, fight! Yoda, 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 Yoda. You win. Round 2, fight! Yoda, Yoda, rain. You win. Perfect.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we at number 6, and coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 6 has to be Super Street Fighter 2. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this applies again. Capcom, they geniuses, I give them that. If it wasn't broke, they didn't try to fix it. They added to it, ladies and gentlemen. This added to what was already great with Hyper Fighting. What made this one even better to me was they added the bosses and they added 4 new characters. They had Cammy, Hart, T-Hawk, then you had DJ, alright, and who else was the 4th one? Oh yeah, Fei Long. Ladies and gentlemen, that adding more fighters to the roster. I remember first playing this. Shout out to my mom on this one. She rented this for us. I remember we just got out of church, and she rented this game for us, and we stayed up all night playing this one. We brought over, shout out to him, our friend Brian, and he played it with us all night long, man, all night long, all night, playing Street Fighter 2. And then this game had where you had a tournament mode on there. I think the Sega Genesis version had this too, but you had a tournament mode on there. And what was so tight about this, we used to do, me and my 2 brothers and Brian used to play against each other. Then we had it where, the computer can fight against each other on there. It was so tight, man. The tournament mode on this and different options you had. Oh, man. Super Street Fighter 2 was an awesome game, ladies and gentlemen. Great endings, great moves. Like I said, you had 4 new characters to play around with. And just a great fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. More of Street Fighter. They added to more of the mechanics, more fighters you can play with. If it wasn't broke, they didn't try to fix it. I'm going to try to stop saying that, but hey, this applies to these fighting games. I know y'all about tired of Street Fighter. Hey, I'm gonna get on past Street Fighter after this. Just Street Fighter came out a lot on Super Nintendo, so I gotta talk about it. This is my top 10. Like I said, once again, leave your top 10 for me down there in the comment section. I would love to see it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me set up. Come in, ladies and gentlemen, at number, what am I at? 6 has to be Super Street Fighter 2. Moving right along. Moving right along. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the halfway point. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very unique fighting game. I remember this one because this was the craze at the time. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 5 has to be You Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. I think it's Tournament Fighters or whatever. Pretty much, this is a fighting game you play with all the Zords. Correct me if I'm wrong, saying it wrong in the comment section. Forgive me. You play with the what was it? The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zords. They big robots, pretty much. I'm gonna say that because I can't say the right name right now. It gets. I'm trying to forget about it, but I'm gonna say the robots. You play with the Ninja Zord. I said it right, Zord. I'm tripping. I'm trying to second guess myself. You play with the Ninja Zord on there, the Shogun Zord, all the Power Rangers Zords on there you can play with. And the last boss on this game was Ivan Ooze from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, which I talked about on my top 10 Sega Genesis beat 'em up games of all time. If I didn't say that, forgive me. I'm talking about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie beat 'em up that came out on Sega Genesis. My bad, I had to correct myself on that. When I'm wrong, I try to correct myself. Y'all correct me down in the comment section if I'm wrong now. I don't mind being corrected. But man, this was a great fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. My favorite character on there was the Ninja Zord. He was fast. He had all type of moves. But I remember Ivan Ooze. He was tough, ladies and gentlemen. He's a boss on there. And then some kind of candy Zord. I forgot the name of the Zord. It's crazy. But you can unlock the boss characters on there. You had to put in some type of code. But Ivan Ooze wasn't no joke. I beat this game now. Don't get me wrong. It was tough. But Ivan Ooze, he was definitely a last boss because if you watch the movies, you fight Ivan Ooze in the movies, and he can get big just like your Zords. And man, great fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a slept-on fighting game. I don't know if too many folks know about this one. But ladies and gentlemen, you got a Super Nintendo? See if you can find this one, man. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Fighting Edition, something like that. I can't remember the proper title for it, but y'all will see it, as I play it in the background back there. But check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It was an awesome fighting game. I remember this one. I never forgot this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 5 has to be You Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Fighting Game Edition. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is an awesome fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. I love this one. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 4 has to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Wow. Now, the Super Nintendo version was awesome. I don't know what they were smoking when they made the Sega Genesis version of this game. The Sega Genesis version of this game is night and day different. It's horrible. It is terrible. But the Super Nintendo version was awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Konami, shout out to the cats at Konami. It was like, man, Super Nintendo, not Super Nintendo, but Street Fighter 2 was all the craze back then. Y'all know Capcom was beating it up in the hard gauge, and they had Street Fighter was like, they set the mold. So Konami was like, all right, we good at making beat 'em ups. Let's make us a fighting game. And this was an amazing fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. You had the Turtles, my boy Michelangelo, he was on there, attack, attack, attack. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and then you can play as Shredder in there. He called himself Cyber Shredder in there, I think. And all of the villains on there, and Rat King was one of the bosses over here. And I think the last boss over here was Shredder's daughter, Karai. She was tough, man. I remember this. But it was a great game, ladies and gentlemen. I beat this one. I beat it with my boy Michelangelo, best turtle, Cowabunga Jeed. But man, it's a great fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't got to go search for this one, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually get this off the Cowabunga collection. And what was so tight about the Cowabunga collection with this game, it has online play. You can play somebody online. And if you're on the PC scene, I think they remade this game and retoned it up, and there's some type of remake of Tournament Fighters out there somewhere. I think I've seen it or downloaded it somewhere. Check it out, my PC players out there. That's for you guys and girls. But ladies and gentlemen, if you want to play this game, this awesome fighting game, get you the Cowabunga collection, and this is an awesome fine game to play. So ladies and gentlemen, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 4 has to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
Rising Thunder. 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 Attack. Rising Thunder. Let's kick down.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. This game right here is kind of mixed between wrestling. Technically, wrestling is fighting. Between wrestling and a fighting game. Just imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3, let me go and say it, is Saturday Night Slam Match on the Super Nintendo. Wow. Had the tightest intro ever. Hulk Hogan basically in the front. Imagine a wrestling game with fighting game Capcom mechanics. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very surprised Capcom has not put this on a collection somewhere. This is a great game, ladies and gentlemen. I remember playing this on the Super Nintendo. What was so tight on the Super Nintendo version, they had it where you can do 4-player co-op. If you had the SNES multi-tap, you do 4-player co-op in a tag team. Back again. Checking direction, let begin. Let me stop being silly. And that's how I used to always beat the game, do tag team battles. And me and my brothers used to always play. My favorite character was the last boss on there on the single player mode, Scorpion. And you know, the 2 bosses on there were Scorpion and Jumbo, but you didn't have to unlock them. All you had to do is play the tag team battle mode, and you can play with them. Then they have Biff and Gunlock. They're pretty much like the Ken and Ryu on the game. And man, wrestling moves and fighting game moves too, because Ken and I keep saying Ken, but Biff and Gunlock. Yeah, I think it came out that Gunlock was Gal's brother or cousin or something like that. It was always a rumor thing, but I don't know if that was true or not. But man, Gunlock and Biff had it where they had that little move where they grab your arm and go, ah! Then they had to move like the Sonic Fist. And then, man, just imagine a wrestling game with Street Fighter mechanics in it. What more can be said? What can go wrong with it, ladies and gentlemen? I remember seeing the arcade version of this game, and you know, the arcade version, of course, the sprites were bigger and looked better, but Super Nintendo version of Saturday Night Slam Match was no slouch. It was awesome. They did make sequels to this game, but they stayed in the arcade, man. But this was an awesome game, ladies and gentlemen. I can go back and play this game over and over again. And me and my two younger brothers, we used to play it a lot. We love this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 3 has to be Saturday Night Slam Masters.
1, 2, 3. You win. Mexico. Fight!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we down to the last 2. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with me for so long. Ladies and gentlemen, this one caught a lot of flack, but I love this fighting game. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 2 has to be Fighter's History. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, this game, Capcom had the nerve to want to sue them for saying this was a Street Fighter ripoff. And they tried to say this was the same game, the likeness, and they got tied up in court for a long time. But eventually, the judge ruled that, you know, Capcom, y'all ain't the only one that can make a fighting game. Fighter's History, you know, this is similarities, but it's still its own flavor. And I love this game, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, back then I was all about, still, I ain't just back then, still now, I'm all about fighting games and beat 'em ups. And this was an awesome fighting game, ladies. I remember playing, my favorite character on there was Ray. He had the big tornado, the wheel kick, and then when he grabbed your DDT, and he was from America. And he reminded me of Ken with the blonde hair. And then you had the Ryu ripoff, Mitsugugi. He had pretty much a fireball, spinning kick, just pretty much Ryu and Ken ripoffs. And my favorite character was the Ken ripoff, right? Ray. He's from America. Ray wins. And then if you lose, Ray loses, and announced he was off the chain, man. And man, this is an awesome game, and I did not know until recently, not recently, that was a few years back. I played like the sequel to these games, Karnov Revenge, and that's pretty much a sequel to Fighter's History. I didn't even know that until I had played it in on main. Shout out to my homie Ben for that. But man, this is an awesome fighting game, ladies and gentlemen. I think Fighter's History, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section, I think it's on the Switch Online service. So if you got Switch Online, play this game, ladies. And my fighting game fans out there, y'all will actually like this game. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's pretty much a Street Fighter ripoff. There's good Street Fighter ripoffs and there's bad Street Fighter ripoffs. And this was a good Street Fighter ripoff. I loved it. Loved fighting the last boss and everything. Played this numerous times when I was growing up. But ladies and gentlemen, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 2 has to be Fighter's History.
Round 1, fight! Wheel kick! Wheel kick! Big tornado! Big tornado! Big tornado! Big tornado! Yeah! Ray wins! Round 2, fight! Big tornado! Big tornado! DDT! Ray wins!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we finally got here, ladies and gentlemen. We here now. Now, my number one favorite SNES fighting game of all time is, if y'all know me, y'all got to know this one, Killer Instinct. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what was so tight about this? Why this makes number one on my list? Not only is it an awesome fighting game, this was a game that my two younger brothers teamed up together and got me this for my birthday. I never will forget. It was at a place where I grew up at called Louise Pizzeria. It's not even open no more. And it was, had a little birthday party. People was there, and my two brothers said, well, "All right, bro, we got you something for your birthday," and it was Killer Instinct, ladies and gentlemen. And you didn't know, if you got a copy of the Super NES of Killer Instinct, it came with the Killer Cut soundtrack. Killer, killer, yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the best fighting game soundtracks of all time. If y'all want to listen to that, ladies and gentlemen, I got that playing on my radio station. Y'all click the link in the description. Y'all can go check out my radio station. That's playing on there right now. Not right now, but as I'm making this video. But you will see it in the rotation because I love Killer Instinct soundtrack, Killer Cuts. But ladies and gentlemen, this game was so amazing. My boy Jago on there. Orchid Heart. Who else we had on this game? T-Hawk, TJ Combo, who else? Cinder, Spinal. I used to play this game in the arcade all the time, and I remember when it first came out on Super Nintendo, it didn't have the arcade graphics, but I think I played it in the arcade first, then played on Super Nintendo, but I used to get all my practice on the Super Nintendo, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I did not know that little 16-bit box could do that much, man. It's a torn out version, but it looks great. It plays great. It's let's put it like this. Imagine the Killer Instinct arcade game had a baby. This is it. It's like the baby kid version of Killer Instinct arcade game. And this game was not no slouch. Because this game was supposed to come out on N64. They called it Ultra 64 back in the day. Because they used to advertise on the arcade machine, coming soon to Ultra 64. And they never did make that. We ended up getting the N64. Then the sequel to that was Killer Instinct Gold. And that game was not that good compared to KI2. KI2 was my favorite. But man, this was a great game, ladies and gentlemen. Great game. If you have not played Killer Instinct on the Super NES, play it. I don't know if the Nintendo Switch ever brought this one out on the Nintendo Switch online service. They might can't because, licensing issues, because who owns Killer Instinct now? Yeah, Xbox owns it. Rare. But I don't know. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section if it's not on the Nintendo Switch online. I hope it is, because this is a great game to have, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome game. I always will hold a special place in my heart. I can go all day about Killer Instinct. I'll just let the gameplay speak for itself. But ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up, ladies and gentlemen, for my top 10 favorite Super Nintendo fighting games of all time. Leave comments below, ladies and gentlemen, your top 10 favorite Super Nintendo fighting games of all time. I would love to know. I know I missed some. Y'all let me know what I missed. Once again, thank you so much for watching my videos and my top 10 favorite SNES fighting games of all time. Leave comments below. Thank you guys, girls, so much for watching again. Stay tuned for more great videos like this on the way. Double Dragon 912 signing out. Peace out.